Hey, hey, it is your health and wellness coach, Marisha of MBody Fitness here, speaking with you today about eating out 101. So this video is specifically for those who are newly transitioning or have transitioned and need some help, or the person who is wishy-washy, where you, 1 week you here, 1 week you here, and that's not a problem either, but I just want to give 5 pointers that I utilize myself still to this day when I hang out, when I occasionally hang out, because I don't hang out often, or when I go to a family function or something at work, whatever, because food is obviously a part of a lot of things in this world that we're living in. So I have my notes so that I can stay on track. The first thing that you should keep in mind is you do not need to make an announcement. Unless you're looking for the people that you're hanging out with to give you 21 questions, or you like that type of attention when people are making a science project out of you to see what you're doing, you don't need to make an announcement. Maybe tell a close friend or family member who you can confide in, who you trust, who's not going to go, talking to everybody about, hey, Marisha, she over here, she trying to be vegan. You know that? If they them type of folk, don't say nothing at all. But to be prepared, if you are out and you don't make an announcement, and someone is just like, why are you not eating anything? Why are you eating only that? What I usually tell people is, oh, I already ate, so I don't want to overdo it. Shut them down, basement. Okay? The second thing, you are going to look up the restaurant that you guys have a reservation for. It could be a place that you've been to too, but a lot of places have been updating their menus. So although it could be a restaurant you went to 5 years ago, the menus, I'm certain, probably have changed since now the world is transitioning to being vegan. I'm not big on that title, but I just like to say it for the streets or for people to understand where I'm at. I just like to say I eat wholesome. I eat whole foods, produce of the earth, right? What's produced by the earth is what I consume. But anyway, it's fine if you identify as vegan. That's not me condemning you for identifying as that. I'm just telling you what I am not a big fan of. So you look up the menu, right, and get a head start on how or what you want to order. Not a lot of, I take this back. A lot of restaurants now are offering a few vegan options as entrees, but normally, old school, like myself, I don't know if you, again, this is for the new folk, newly transitioned. So prior to, it was just like me having an array of appetizers in front of me, or sides, right? Now there are restaurants that offer vegan entrees. But if you are new to transition, and I don't know if that means that you just stop eating meat or you're still eating it, then you may be more favorable with eating these options because they are not separating their food when they're making it. I'm certain 9 out of 10 times they're not. The third point I want to bring up is to talk to your waiter. So if you now have gone to the point of saying, yeah, girl, I'm going to go out, I want to hang out, I missed you guys, get to know your waiter and ask them specific questions. And if they can't answer it, if they go, that's a dead no right there. That's your sign. When I will go out to eat and I ask them, oh, how is this prepared? And if they say, oh, this is me because I'm picky. I don't know if you are a picky transitioner. If they, I think so. I'm not sure. Just change your option, what you're getting. But also know that because there's a lot of cross-contamination going on, you are opening to being exposed to some type of animal product when you go to these restaurants. So like if you're getting fried food, you definitely 9 out of 10 times will have something that was fried in the same grease, unless they specify and say, hey, we only fry our fries and this and everything else. Like if you got onion rings or fried zucchini sticks, like everything else will fry in this fryer, right? Some restaurants are like that. But in the same token, restaurants are now being more mindful of people and their allergies, like more than ever, because lawsuits left and right. And no one wants that over their head or their restaurant, especially with the reviews. And we're in this era of everybody looking at reviews. I look at reviews when I go out to eat, whether it's a restaurant that I'm going to eat an appetizer at or I'm going to be, spending damn near $1,000, right? But talk to your waiter and let them know what your specifics are. So if you're not a picky switcher, vegan, you can tell them, hey, I see this is prepared with oil. I don't want that. This is prepared with butter. I like it steamed. This has carrots and corn. I'm allergic. That line works all the time. I'm allergic. But again, remember that cross-contamination thing. So they will try their best. They will try their best. And if the waiter does hook you up, hook them up, okay? If you are, again, back to the picky person who is just being very conscious. Let me say that word. I don't want to say picky. So I'm going to scratch that word, retract. If you are a conscious eater, make sure you eat before you go out. I am like that. I will eat before I go out. And then you do the same thing that I said when I mentioned the first tip, which was people say, oh, why are you not eating? I already ate. I just wanted to come out and hang, nibble on a salad or something. And that's your best bet, because that ain't touching no grease. But just tell people you have allergies. But then they cross-contaminate with that too. I like to watch people prepare everything, especially if I'm not in no vegan restaurant. And even then, I still like to be mindful then too. If you have acquaintances, friends, whoever you're going out with who is indecisive, say volunteer to pick the spot. If they know you have some type of flavor and they know you know how to pick a restaurant, they wouldn't mind even having a night of vegan options. I am very good with the restaurant choices that I pick and take my carnivore, pescatarian, full-blown meat animal eaters too. So when we go out, when I say I want to link up, they're like, oh, okay, where we going? And they're ready. And then when we get there, I tell them, oh, try this, this, and this. This is definitely close to what you've had before, or it tastes like the mac and cheese or the chicken we used to eat. And then these spots become their favorite spots. And then they're reaching out to me like, yo, when we gonna link up? When we gonna go out? So those are the tips. So the first one, again, let's review it. Don't make no announcement. The second one, look up the restaurant or give them a call to see what's up. The third, talk to your waiter if you decide to go and let them know your specifics. And 4, eat before you go out. 5, you volunteer and pick the spot. Those are the 5 tips that you can use until those are 5 tips that I use until this day. Those are the 5 tips that I use. I'm not going to never not use them. And I even got my peoples on them so they know before they even ask me to go out, they are running this list, and it unconsciously started happening. But I do have a bonus for you. Here are 5 more quick tips that I'm going to give you to add on to that. So don't be discouraged with changing, because with change come challenges, and people will try to discourage you, and they will project to you what they are not capable of doing. The second is know and remember your why you're doing this. Not everyone is moving for health. Not everybody is moving for the animals. Everybody has their own reason. I know initially my change was due to being bored. I was tired of eating the same crap over and over. It seemed like I have more variety eating this way, and I'm not even talking about tofu. And also just seeing my grandmother transition at a young age. She was 72. That's young to me, from preventative diseases. So that's my why, along with other family members, but dominantly her. Have a plan and a time frame that you want to do these things. You know, so if you start something, I mean, it could just be day by day, honestly, if you're that type of person who gets discouraged from saying out loud, I'm going to do this for 30 days, I'm going to do this for 3 months. Have a plan on how long you're going to set out for to see if there's any better changes or maybe, not everyone want to say worse, but if you see outcomes that you like, right? And see how long you want to stick to it, or if there's something that you want to bring back, whatever. Journal your journey. Take pictures. I've said this before. I don't know if you're new to following or just this is your first time seeing a video of mine. I always talk about journaling, or that's a way to be accountable. Journal your journey with pictures, writing, confiding with other people. You can journal with, there's so many ways you can be creative with journaling. I'm going to just say that. So be creative with keeping tabs on yourself, because people will ask questions after they see all of the changes happening, because you're going to have the watchers. You will have people watching. They will not tell you. I have families to this day who I know changed up, and they have not had a conversation with me, because there's not that many of us in my family who are like full-blown plant whole food eaters. So, and I'm always promoting it. Last thing that you should always do is pack a snack. You do not want to get caught hangry in these streets, even when you go out to eat, because your friends or whatever, y'all could be indecisive, y'all could change up and say, I don't want to go there. Then you get caught in the middle of whatever, and you're hungry. And then they fast food and picking up something from a spot that you don't necessarily eat from. But that's, again, if you're a picky eater. So if you're not picky, you may get some fries, but then that gets boring too. My goodness. So now, newly transitioned folk, y'all have the option, you have way more options than vegans did like 10 years ago. It was just potatoes, mushrooms, tofu. I'm not a big fan of that. But there's other ways of making mock tofu with other seeds and beans and things. But hold that for another video. I hope that these 5 + 5 tips helped you. And if they did, or if it was rhetorical, or maybe you learned something from what I said from one that you already know, let me know in the comments. All right? Until next time, I will talk to you soon. Peace.